Hello, my dolly friends. It's Gina with Little Midwest Reborns and Dolls. Today I have in front of you, wearing her sweet little hat, my beautiful little preemie Kelly Ann, and she is sitting next to her precious sister Stephanie, who is also a preemie. Now I realize today, my friends, that it is March 27th, 2023, and that my Stephanie is the baby of the month for March. However, I am going to be gone a good portion of the month of April. So I decided that I wanted to feature Kelly Ann for the month of April. So she's coming in a few days early, and Stephanie politely decided to share the spotlight with her sister Kelly Ann. So Kelly Ann is wearing the Little Me, which I have featured before because it is one of my most favorite little sleepers. It has the cream background. It has the ruffles on the hat and on the collar. It snaps down the sides. It has little white satin ribbons on it. And then like the kind of greeny gold greenery and just tiny little beautiful rosebuds. It has the lace on the sleeves and the collar and up on her hat even. And she has the roses on her hat. So this is my precious Kelly Ann in her Little Me, and that is preemie size. Then right next to her, I have my gorgeous Stephanie. She is wearing a Child of Mine. It is preemie. It has that little bit of pink rickrack around the collar. It has a white background. There's a little green applique that says "Kiss Me," and there's a pink heart. There's hot pink hearts on this. There are frogs on this with little hot pink cheeks. Some of the frogs have long eyelashes. Some do not. Some look to me kind of more like a girl frog, like with the bow, and the boys don't. She even has little frogs on the top of her feet. And she has the little pink, hot pink rickrack around the sleeves on her arms. And as I said, Stephanie is in the Just One You. So, today is Monday, and I am doing Whatever I Want Monday, hosted by the beautiful and wonderful Dee over at the Baby Patch. How is everyone? I hope that each of you had a wonderful, good weekend. I have spent probably an hour and a half trying to figure out how to share photos to my YouTube, and I'm missing a step. That's all I can say, is somehow I'm missing a step, because I can't seem to do it. But I had wanted to share with you all a couple photos from my weekend. I had the most wonderful weekend. Friday, my handsome son came in. He arrived Friday morning. I had the day off. We went out. I took him to my favorite breakfast place, the original Pancake House. I took him to a place it's in Chesterfield, Missouri, and it's like 30 minutes from me. And we went there, and we had a fantastic breakfast meal, and I just love the atmosphere, because that particular one, it looks like a huge log cabin with stone on the outside, that you would see like in the mountains of Colorado on a ranch, or in Montana, it's just, the atmosphere is just really fun and really neat. And then the inside is all paneled and the log walls. And anyway, and the food is fabulous. So we went there. And then he ran a few errands with me because he's a very good son. And then we came back to my house and we played a game, and then we watched some movies on TV. And I'm telling you, one of the movies we watched was Megan, which Megan is about an artificial intelligence doll, and she becomes the friend of a little girl whose parents have died in a car accident. Well, of course she becomes evil because in the movies they always, but really what it was is this doll whose name was Megan, and my son's girlfriend's name is Megan, who he loves and adores. So, but it really was not about my son's girlfriend at all. We were shocked. At any rate, it was more of almost like a satirical, like I guess some people would call it a black comedy. It really wasn't frightening at all, like not scary at all. And in some parts you're kind of like, yeah, evil doll, go and kill those people. But it wasn't gory. I mean, anyway, because this doll is protecting the little girl. So, for example, a little boy is really being mean to the little girl, and they're at a day camp, and the robot walks over to him, and he's in the meantime grabbed the robot doll and slammed her to the ground and kicked her and hit her, and finally the doll kind of stands up, and he's shocked, and she says to him, "You need to stop this, and you need to be nice to my friend Katie. You need to stop being mean." And he's like, "You're not going to tell me what to do." And she says, "You're not listening." And she walked over and ripped his ear off. Now, I thought it was funny. They did not show blood sprouting everywhere. There was no, but Michael and I thought that was funny. Maybe we have a warped sense of humor, or maybe it's because sometimes in life you think, I wish I could do that to someone who isn't listening. So, at any rate, so he and I enjoyed that, and we enjoyed another couple things and went to bed. And then Saturday, he had told me that I was going to be meeting my daughter Stephanie and my son-in-law Rich at a winery in Kimmswick, Missouri, which is about 30 minutes or so, maybe 35 minutes away. And my son kept kind of trying to delay me because we were to meet them at 1:00. And I was like, come on, we've got to get going. We've got to meet him at 1. So anyway, we finally left, and then he made me stop at a gas station because he said, "Mom, I hate to tell you this. I'm sorry. I feel like a little kid, but I've got to go to the bathroom. Can you stop at a gas station?" So I stopped for him because, all mothers, no matter how old your children are, even when they're in their 30s, you do things for them. So I stopped. Anyway, we got to the winery, and of course my daughter and son-in-law were there, but then also my father and sister were there. My sister-in-law and her dear friend were there. My best friend Jane was there. My other best friends, Laura and her husband, were there. And of course myself and my son, and Stephanie had gone out early and they had decorated. And it just was absolutely, positively wonderful. And I had birthday cake, and they had a huge fruit tray and a huge meat and crackers and cheese tray, and it was just, and olives, and it was just wonderful. So we had a great time. I was shocked. I was thrilled. I could not believe it. And I had all these beautiful birthday cards, and it was just so nice turning 60 and having friends and family around who love you and care about you. So the moral to this is no matter how old you get, guys, there's always people in your life who care about you and love you. And sometimes you have unexpected blessings when you least expect it, because I certainly didn't expect all this. And it is wonderful, and I am incredibly grateful and just had such a wonderful weekend. And Sunday, Michael and I went over to my mother and father's house and spent the day with them, most of the day, all morning and almost into the beginning of the evening. And then Michael said, I want to see my nephew. So I said, well, call your sister. So we called my daughter, and she said, sure, come over. And so Michael went over, and we got to spend about 2.5 hours with my grandson, his nephew, for before we went to bed. We had dinner together, and just had a wonderful time. And as far as I'm concerned, and perhaps all grandparents feel this way, but the sun rises and sets on my little grandson, and he is, oh my gosh, he's so darling, and he's so smart. And not only does he know his colors like red and blue and green, but he knows yellow, and he knows purple, and he knows pink, and he just talks so well, and he's just so bright, and he's just so cute. Oh my gosh, that kid is cute. Anyway, enough of me and my weekend, but I did want to share that with you. And everyone, remember that no matter what you're going through, God is always here for you. And God truly does love you. And, take care of yourselves. Count your blessings. And even the older we get, we still have things to look forward to. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.